Good afternoon.
Hey, haven't spoken to you in a long time. Mr. Simon Jordan, a very big boxing fan, is with me here, and so too, of course, is a man you know well, Spencer Oliver. So, Joseph, how are the preparations going?
Listen, preparations have gone well so far. It's a great start to camp. Andy Lee has joined me here in Morecambe Bay since Monday, so we're putting in the work now and coming up with a game plan. And I'm grateful to have Andy and the team here, and I'm very looking forward to this fight. This fight excites me and it motivates me to put in the work.
Yeah,
It's a big challenge, it's a tough challenge, but I'm up for it.
yeah,
100%.
it's a massive fight, Joseph, isn't it? I mean, you're both ranked number 1 and 2 with the WBO, so you're both putting that world ranking on the line. As we know, Tyson Fury, WBC champion, is just sitting there waiting, and so he's talked today actually about making this comeback already. Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk are going for all the other belts at the moment. So what do you get, the winner of this one? Is it the mandatory status? I mean, it's a high risk fight, isn't it?
It's a high risk fight for both guys, but there are other fights out there, but there's no fights that was going to propel me to the top. So the Joyce fight for me was the right fight, and the fight is scheduled to happen on the 24th of September. Everything going well, I'm locked into a rematch clause. So the goal this year is to fight him in September, beat him, and then fight him again in December.
That's what I was going to say to you, Joseph, because obviously you're fighting you two guys at the top of the queue now, and this is a great fight, and Ben's done really well for you to make this fight with Frank, because I know there was an issue around you possibly going with Frank and ended up going with Ben, but the fight's been made now. But of course it then locks you into, if you win, it locks you into a rematch clause, isn't it?
It does lock me into a rematch clause. But I've said to them, I said to Sky and I said to Frank Warren and his team that my goal is to go into the fight and win. And I don't need a rematch clause, but I think they're trying to keep that number 1 position they've had. So listen, I agree that if they need a rematch,
it's a one-way rematch clause, though, isn't it? If you win, they get a rematch.
Yeah.
Joseph, the bottom line is, you know what you're up against. Simon and I were there on the night that we saw Joe Joyce getting the better of Daniel Dubois, and he wasn't fancied to. And on that night, Simon, he did considerable damage to Dubois, did he not? So Joseph knows what he's getting into.
But Joseph is a different fighter to Daniel Dubois. Joseph is more experienced.
Yeah.
I was disappointed with Joseph when I went to watch him fight Anthony Joshua. I think the referee made the fight very difficult, but I was disappointed. But I've also seen a change in you. I thought you put it on Derek Chisora much more in the fight that you recently won than you had done previously. Are you changing your style, or is it just evolving?
I think listen, I agree with you. I was disappointed in the performance. When you go into a fight with a defensive game plan, and you're not, you have to throw more punches to win the fight. So I do agree that it wasn't the best performance, but linking up with Andy Lee, linking up with Tyson, being here in the UK, I feel there's a massive difference. I had one camp with Andy where I did okay with the Chisora fight, very close, could have went either way. The second fight I was able to put a bit more on him, and in this third camp, I'm very confident going into this fight with Andy Lee in my corner and with Tyson helping me and just the whole team.
Joseph, how do you win this fight against Joe Joyce? It's no secret how he fights. He's very strong. He comes forward. He throws bundles of punches. Do you meet him in the ring, or do you just outfox him? I mean, how do you win this fight against Joyce?
Bit of both. You got to be very smart with Joyce, because he's not the fastest heavyweight out there, and you might get tired of hitting him, but he's going to keep coming forward. He's got a great engine, and he takes a lot of punches. You might get tired of hitting him, and you might get sort of discouraged. But I think with this fight, my plan is to go in there and box smartly, but also mix it up. Why not? Why not mix it up and get in there and throw punches with him?
Yeah, I mean, he's not nicknamed the Juggernaut for nothing. I mean, again, on that night that we watched him take on Dubois, honestly, Joseph, that jab that he's got, Simon, my God, it would put anyone to sleep.
Do you know what, Jim? I watched him against Christian Hammer last time we was doing the commentary for talkSPORT, actually at ringside.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say, yes, Joe Joyce comes forward and he is strong. He's got a strong jab. He's got a strong right hand. He's got a high engine. Boy, does he take some shots, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a heavyweight that, takes as many shots as him. I mean, is that part of the plan, Joseph, to sort of meet him head on and see if he can take your sort of power or what? I mean, it's a big step up for Joe Joyce, really. He's going into this one. You've been there, seen it, done it. You've mixed at that level. This is another level for Joyce, this fight, isn't it?
I think it's a step up for him, but also for me, he's ranked up there for a reason. And I see this as a massive challenge, and he hasn't been beaten yet. So the challenge for me is to go in there and beat him up and get the win. It's a must. It's a must for me. I'm at the stage of my career now where I want to be champion of the world again, but there's no chance of even getting there if I didn't even take care of who's in front of me.
Sure, it's an important fight actually for both of you guys, because the loser of the contest, where does he sort of go? Like you guys at the moment are sort of sitting on the sidelines because all the titles are tied up, and because of we don't know what's happening with Fury and the winner of Alexander Usyk and Joshua, that could be tied up for some time. So this is a really important fight to keep your name in contention, isn't it?
This is very important. I'm telling you, like this is the fight that's going to really matter, and this is the fight that, you know why I'm excited about this fight, because I'm going to truly show the skills that I have and what I can do in the ring. You know, and I've said this many times in the past, but with the team that I have, with the focus that I have, being more motivated, wanting to do this more for myself, I can't wait.
I think also out of the ring, I think the two promoters have done very well to make this fight. What made you choose to go with boxer? Because I think you were originally in discussions with Frank, and you and your manager decided to go with Ben. Obviously, I know Ben quite well, but both of these guys have made a fight that was an argument about which platform it was going to go on first and who was going to fight who, where, when, and what. What made you choose to go with Shalom?
You know, when I've been involved in some big fights in the UK and very blessed to be fighting top guys here. So, you know, I know what it takes to make a fight happen, and I know what it takes to have the right contract and the right deal. But when a contract drags on for 2 or 3, 4 months, whatever, you know, it dragged on, I had a relationship with Sky in the past, and I trusted him. So we were closely locking a fight in with, you know, a 3-fight deal with Frank. But I went and signed with Sky and Boxer. And, you know, I said to them as soon as I signed, let's make the Joyce fight happen. They had other options in line as well. But we wanted to make this fight happen because it's been talked about, it was announced already, and he is the best fight out there for me at this time.
Joseph, not for the first time this lunchtime, you're demonstrating the fact you're a very genial bloke. You're a cracking guy to chat to. Again, not for the first time, 1 or 2 people have said to me about Joseph Parker, oh yeah, cracking guy. Is he nasty enough? Are you nasty enough?
Listen, when you say in the past, when I've said that I'm going to be nasty in the ring, and you don't practice it, how can you put it on display? You know, what you need to do is if you say you're going to do something, practice it in training, and then go there and do it in the ring.
I think it's fair to say that you showed your commitment to the sport. I mean, you're obviously from New Zealand, where you was based and won your world title and stuff.
Obviously,
you've now come over here and you've based yourself over here. That's a big commitment. How difficult was that?
You know, the hardest part about boxing is leaving your wife and your kids when you're very young. I have 4 beautiful young daughters back home. Miss them a lot, but I know what it takes to achieve what you want to achieve. You know, it's all about sacrifice. And if you don't go out there and sacrifice and put in the effort and the time, what results are you going to get? I'm not going to get anything staying back in New Zealand. This is the place to be, and I'm happy to be here. So
have you dreamt about how it finishes? Do you stop him? Do you knock him out? Do you win it on points? What do you think, Joseph?
I'm not sure when I'm going to... I think I'm going to make him quit. Like, I know he doesn't quit, and there's no quitting him from the fights we've seen, but when you have, you know, when you just keep attacking, keep chipping away, eventually, you know, he's going to feel it.
Joseph, great having you on board. Thank you so much for joining us. Joseph Parker there fights Joe Joyce September 24. And of course, it's live and exclusive on the radio and free on talkSPORT.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.